What's happening? Let's get them holiday warm tones in there. I'm actually going to use 2 palettes, but they're 2 mini palettes from ABH. This palette is so pretty, and I did find out, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9% sure, I'm going to go check. You can get this individually, and then of course this palette. If you never got the original Modern Renaissance, because that's what this is just a mini version, I actually like this compressed version even more. I'm stabbing it. But yeah, so both are going to be from ABH. I love an ABH shadow. So we're doing clean canvas. Pretty sure they're having a Black Friday sale as well. And if you have been thinking about clean canvas or you need a restock, now's the time. Look at this. Ooh. This has been, I think, my favorite eyeshadow base of all time. I'm gonna go get y'all a link for this after I tap it up to my brow. I'm using a C31 to do this. This fits in these harder to reach areas so nicely. So this is the Modern Renaissance Mini. We're gonna start with this shade, and I'm gonna get quite a bit on my brush, and I'm just gonna start to press this. It's gonna be a pretty glam look, okay? We're gonna have some glam here, and it's gonna be very 2016-esque, but we are gonna be super holiday ready. And then push that all the way in there. Look how smooth that is. That is so nice. It's a 10 out of 10, would recommend. Just make sure you use the side of the brush to really press it in. Now we're grabbing, this is the Glam To Go. And normally I don't palette hop, but I really wanted to use these 2 together. And at least they're from the same brand. So we're gonna take that shade and start to transition it into that very first shade that we laid down. And I'm ever so lightly pressing it right into that first shade. It's super windy outside, so if you hear a ruckus, it's not storming or anything. It's just a very blustery day. So let's just go ahead and continue to transition. Let's get wild and take some more of Softy and just push it into our brow, the front of the brow. It's just gonna add a little bit more drama. And it's gonna give us a little bit more structure once we have everything else on. Yes. Lightly transition, a little bit more. Okay. Now I wanna use, this is why I'm palette hopping. I'm gonna show you the difference. Look at this difference. I wanna use the warmer brown, okay? And you can see that this is a dark brown, right? But you'll see that the one in the Modern Renaissance is so much warmer, and I want to keep this look really, really warm. But there's a warm tone. This is what I want to put on my lid, so that's another reason. I wanted that one and I wanted that one. That's warm too, but we'll move on. But I digress. I want you to definitely see that difference. I'm also going to switch to a smaller brush, and I want to shade with my eye open. If you have hooded eyes, shading with your eye open is truly a game changer. Also, a small brush like this one is also just, it's so important, especially one that you can not only place but blend with. So just keep tapping that. There we go. And then I'm just going to bring it all. Hey, there's something I'm loving. It's these, I actually was gonna put them on, and then I got too excited for all the warm tones and 2016 vibes, but I'm gonna put these on. These are from Thomas Roth. These are their 24 karat gold. I remember I used to see these all the time at Sephora. This was many moons ago, and there's no way in heck that I could afford them at that time. And I have to wrestle with it, hang on. And I remember one day I'm gonna have those, and now I have them. And I absolutely love them, especially now that it's getting a little bit drier. So I already have all my skincare on. I'm just kind of using these, not only to catch my eyeshadow or any fallout, but just for added hydration. I love them. Mind you, when I used to look at them, I think I was in my early 20s. And yeah, why did I need them? I thought I did. Lord, now I need to double up on them. So now I just added this darker shade to the outer part of the eye, and I put it, it's on the side, I have it here on the side of my brush, and I'm just kind of tapping it. And if you ever hear TV on, most of y'all know my mother, she's 70 years old and she lives with us. And why I'm telling you this is because it's so cute. Normally what she's watching is crocheting videos. So cute. So if you ever hear that in the distance, it's my mom watching videos on crocheting little animals. Just angelic. Now we're going to grab this shade, the tiniest amount. Remember, these ABH shadows are wildly pigmented, but what we're going to do is just kind of add a little, see that? How it adds just a beautiful glow and it transitions it a little bit more. Little things like this. Okay, listen. Jean, between the crocheting, I'm picking up the tiniest amount again. The crocheting and you, Jean has decided that it's bath time. He loves to come to my room and lay in his little furry bed and take baths. Look how nice that looks. Now let's grab our E27. I did wipe it off. This is the same one that we used for that dark brown, but I wiped it off. Let's grab this shade. Let's start to tap that on the highest point of the brow. Oh good, Jean decided to go back to sleep. Now we're gonna give it a wipe on Sheila one more time. And then I'm gonna take the side of the brush and just kind of melt that into our other shades. So I have this one. This is the Valentino Beauty Glitter Primer, but please just use the one from NYX. This one is just glorified in a pretty red bottle. I'm literally, after this, I'm gonna go to Ulta. I'm gonna buy that one. And then I also want to get the Kylie concealer. I don't know why I haven't gotten it yet. Oh, I've done hand gestures that require balloons. I'm gonna put that away. I'm not sure why I haven't bought it yet, but I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna finish this, I'm gonna go there, and then I gotta go buy sweet potatoes. So a glitter glue is not going to be great for smooth textured shadows. It is meant for textured shadows like a glitter or an intense shimmer. So I never recommend using this all over the eye as a primer. We'll have a sticky, patchy mess. But as long as your shadow has a texture like the one that I want to use, okay? See all that texture? You see that texture? It's just gonna amplify that. But the shadow has to have the texture to hide the texture of this base. Now we're gonna grab this shade. Look at how pretty that is. And there are little flecks of sparkle in it, larger flecks. And this glitter glue really brings it to life. So let's lay it down. Then we're just gonna keep building it up. We're using a C30 to do this, because we can get definition with this brush without having to actually carve out our lid prior. Goodness, he's really doing the honk shoe situation over there. Oh, this is so fun. Okay, the more that we layer and the more we keep tapping it, that base dries, and what happens is it really enhances the sparkle of the shadow. I love it. Now, something I wish somebody would have told me, and it just absolutely completes a look, is to take this kind of in-between transition and press it where these two shades meet. Look at that difference between here and here. Now, obviously, I've known this for a long time now, but I could not master this type of look, and I didn't know why, and that was it. Let's do a really warm waterline. This has been one of my favorite waterline colors recently, and I'm gonna keep it out because I'm gonna use it later underneath here. It's from LH Cosmetics, and the shade is sepia, whatever. Wiping something off my hand with Sheila. That being said, I just think that this color is MAC Soft Brown, but in an eyeliner, and I think it's a must. So normally I'd want to do a big black wing, but let's use this dark brown liner from Kulfi. This one's retractable, very, very nice. Glides right on, pretty. Now just for fun, I took this shade on the side of the brush, and I'm just gonna apply it right to the center of our lid on the liner. Then I wipe my brush off, and we're gonna grab this shade again and just kind of darken and smudge. And we're gonna do the same thing towards the front. All right, let's get our lash on. These are the Lybre Lashes, style number 4. Thought they'd be perfect with this look. Now it's time to clean up and get our foundation on. Ooh, look at that juicy under eye. Juicy. All right, now Let's get this off. Jelly micellar water. This one's from Garnier, and Ben found it for me at Walmart. We're just gonna clean up any excess. I don't wanna take this in here, okay? Because that would take away too much, but I did have extra weirdness there. Wipe it on Sheila before she gets away. Then we'll clean up over here, and we're gonna get a lot of our lift just by sharpening. See that? Just by sharpening the edge here. Wipe off the brush. Get off any excess. There we go. Now we got a little faux wing. Love this. Listen, I need to be at the grocery store and I'm not. So what that means is I'm in a hair of a hurry. Y'all know I never rush these things. I'll sit here with y'all. But this is a really good tip. Now you don't always get the exact precision that we sometimes need with our bronzer when you do it under foundation, but you certainly get a really even blend and you get it very quickly. So if you find yourself in a hurry this holiday, try this. We're gonna get really nice warmth, but we're gonna get less definition. Not a bad thing, because I don't know, I don't always want to be perfectly sculpted, but I like the idea of, ooh, I need to go find a brush, of being, if we're in a hurry and we do this, speeds up the process. You're about to see. Now blend all this out. Do you see this? You see how it's patchy? That's fine. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Also, I tried out a brush cleaner the other day, and I'm not even going to mention who it is. I don't ever want to, especially because it's in comparison with the brushes. I would never do that. That'd be like me calling out other brushes and saying that they're not any good. You'll never see me do that. But I will say that this brush cleaner I tried is really not good. I am having to just rewash them even after I've washed them, and I just can't get them. So it honestly makes me think that we need to talk more about brush cleansers, because you might not be getting the most out of the brushes you already have because of the brush cleanser. Ugh. My Cover FX foundation, I'm going to put some here on the back of my hand. And then we're going to go around, and this is just underpainting, but I feel like when we label something, it becomes more of a technique, and then we might not want to try it. But I just call this my in a rush technique. I mean, not my technique. Oh my God. It's just something I do when I'm in a rush. So let's just go around the edges. And it's going to add a little bit of warmth and depth to the foundation as well, which is never a bad thing. And then go on top. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Don't forget to take foundation through here around the brows. I'm just grabbing it off my nose. Take it in here, melt it in just a little bit. Remember, we did want that shadow to go into the brow, but I do want it to melt into the foundation this way. And then we can just soften just a little bit here. I'm using the lightest pressure. Too much and this could all turn gray out here. But we don't want that. We just want it to soften into there. So this is the Tower 28 concealer. The shade is Ktown. And then the brush is from the Essential Travel set, which is 25% off right now. Whee! Oof, that looks so good. Melty, melty, melty. And then I'm gonna take a little bit from underneath my eye, put it through the center of my face. It's for a little brightening. And then take your foundation brush and then just melt that concealer into the foundation where this, right here where they meet. Actually, I want to use this to really highlight it. Whee! We're gonna just lightly tap it out a little bit, but not too much, because I like the idea of this harsh line really adding lift to the face. This is from Catrice. It's their Highlighting Hero Duo Pencil. And I was gonna use the other side in just a second to highlight my inner corner. See that? Isn't that pretty? And there's 3 shades. So I'm gonna use the shimmer side to the Catrice pencil here. And then I'm taking this shade. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yep. Taking this shade, and then we're just gonna intensify that. So pretty, so holiday. Let's do our one size ultra pink powder. Really set it all the way over here. Woo, look at that. I forget that it's fun to do different eye shapes. So I've been looking for an excuse to use this shade, and I feel like it's just gonna be perfect with this look. This is the NARS Holiday Palette. You know, those holiday collections, they come out and they don't speak to me, but I'll tell you what, I cannot part with any of the blush palettes when they come out. They are so beautiful. So I wanna use this shade. Start with a very small amount. These are gonna be really pigmented, and we just wanna make sure that they go on really evenly. You might be thinking, ugh, that's so dull. Y'all, I picked up the smallest amount. This could build up to an eyeshadow, okay? It's wild. I don't know if it's eye safe, so don't do it that way, but I want you to know that it's incredibly pigmented, and it would show up on an array of skin tones, especially this shade. And then there's, look, this side's done, but look, you can see that kind of sheen to it. So pretty. I'm gonna grab this prototype brush here, and I'm gonna grab this shade, and I'm pretty sure that this is a dupe. Do you see that? When I say dupe, dupe doesn't always mean more affordable, but you're getting 6 shades, but I'm gonna show you what it's a dupe for because it's giving me that same iridescent look. I'm putting this higher on my cheekbone, by the way, and it's a dupe for this. It's giving me this. Remember the Pat McGrath pigment that we used the other day? This is doing that. Look, oh my gosh. Okay, I feel like this is more than a blush palette. And I say the reason I said it was a dupe is because this is actually discontinued. So this is still in existence. I would absolutely put this on my holiday list. And I feel like this one's my favorite one that they've ever came out with. And if you're wondering, remember when I did ads for this? This is something that I don't normally show on here because I don't really refresh my makeup, but this is a good example. So what happened was a little bit of that shimmer shadow just got on my falsies and on my natural lash, and it can make them look a little crusty. So I'm taking this MAC Lash Dry Shampoo and just kind of uncrusting not only the falsie, the front part of the falsie, but also my natural lash. I love this stuff. I still use it all the time. Remember the LH crayon? That's what it's called. It's an eye pencil, but it's called that, and I love it. Let's go ahead and go underneath here. I didn't want the bottom part of the eye to be too dark, so we'll just use this. If you have a deeper skin tone, you can use something maybe a little bit darker than this. She has an array of colors, and I love this formula. That being said, you could even layer the darker shades on top of this and kind of use this as a transition. Now I'm gonna take my puff and just set the edges of that liner, and it's also gonna blur it a little bit. I wanted to do a warmer lip than what I normally do. I feel like that just gives us a really pretty holiday look. And I didn't want to do red because we did red, and that's on YouTube now. We did red on Friday. I wanted something kind of in between. This one's from Pat McGrath. Oh, I think that's gonna be perfect. This shade is Flesh 5. Now let's use Revlon lip liner. This is the shade Raisin, just to create more depth and overline just a hair. Jean is resting. I think we just found a new lip. And also notice how when we put that line under here, how much it brought out that bronzer there. Remember that bronzer that was underneath our foundation? I really like this look. This is going on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get this up ASAP. I love you all so much. I'm actually not gonna post tonight because I'm getting things ready. I'm so excited. But just remember, I'm always here, and I love you with all of my heart. If you feel lonely, DM me. Love you. Now I gotta go find some sweet potatoes. What else do I need to find? I mean, there's a whole plethora. And by the way, again, I don't share a lot of my life, but in case you're wondering, yes, I cook. I'm a little cooker in the kitchen. I like cooking. I'm really looking forward to this. We are gonna have some family come into town, and we don't normally have family come into town, but I'm really looking forward to it. This feels like a real cozy holiday season. Like it's coming in all holiday. So you know what? I was just chatting with one of y'all, and I do feel like y'all are truly my family. And normally through the holidays, I will do the story tutorials. I'm still going to be present. I know the holidays are not always a happy, jolly time for everyone. So if you do need someone to chat with and you feel alone, I'm here and I will answer my DMs.